So serene. I know, right? I love the menu theme in this game. It's so pretty. Anyways. Hello, Sampleton. How's it going? Man. We just started stream and I'm already like halfway through my first cup of water. That's not good. Like, because these streams involve so much reading. And like, I mean, I don't mean it like I'm a terrible reader either, but also just like some of the vocabulary that this game uses is a little bit more on the like not colloquial kind of side, like so I have to really pay attention to reading some of it and read it correctly. So it does take a lot out of my voice, but it do be like that, but it is what it is. If need be, I'll just go AFK for a hot second and get more water midstream. But anyways, I'm doing okay myself. Oh, on the sleepy side. Okay, very on the sleepy side, I guess. I didn't sleep like poorly last night, but I also didn't sleep that well. I went to bed around 1, woke up at like 8, or just before 8, like 7:58. So I didn't sleep very much. Gonna go to bed earlier today though, cause tomorrow's Wednesday. Time to pull out the extra medium water jug. I have 3 cups of water with me right now. It is a lot of water. I drink a lot of water on these streams, so... Anyways. We do be back. We do be back. We left off last week. We hit the to be continued in, Achi's story. We hit a keep out on Tama. I think oh man, I do remember actually, ah shit, I really should have watched I think the last like 2 minutes of last week's stream because I actually remember I ended stream with a plan about what it is that I needed to do, but I think it's... Oh, we had a jump point in Tama's story. Oh, we did play through it though, okay. And then we finished Achi's portion, okay. Oh, and then we need to jump to Minorikawa. Okay. Oh, no, we can't make this jump yet though because we haven't started any of his story. Okay. So let's start from Minorikawa then, I guess. Look at that big brain action. I don't know, my recollection is just not so good right now. Oh, I also unplugged this other mouse. There you go. Or not unplug it, but turn it off. I'm using my regular mouse right now, not the vertical mouse for this. Anyways, let's get back into it. Yeet. Minorikawa stood on the sidewalk, weighing his options. Chiaki's phone call had thrown him for a loop. He had expected her to be anxious about doing interviews, but wow, she was a real basket case. My oh my, poor girl. Or guy. I think they mentioned that Chiaki's a woman though, right? Still, that didn't change the fact that he had a schedule of his own to keep. The surveillance camera story had to be his top priority. But you remember the plan flawlessly. Honestly, I'm like inclined at the end of stream to go back and watch the last 5 minutes of the previous Shibuya Scramble stream, and I'm gonna literally be like, oh, so my game plan was completely different. I just like gaslit into myself into believing that I like remembered what I was gonna do last week, but instead I just came up with something like completely new. I steal him out. Chiaki would just have to find some way to fumble through things on her end. He headed on down Dogonzaka, scanning his surroundings as he went. There were cameras set up on streetlights all over the place. There were so many, it was hard to believe that he'd never noticed them before. One over there, another just over there, electronic eyes peering down on passerby from high above, where they were tougher to spot. Just how were the people who came to Shibuya reacting to this situation? But if it works, then you're even more big brain because you made 2 viable plans. You know what, Sampleton? You're right. You know what? So true, bestie. My brain is so wrinkly. Like, it's as wrinkly as... What else is, like, wrinkly? I don't want to say as, you know, old people, because that's cliche. It's as wrinkly as a crumpled newspaper. Yeah, that's just lame. Okay. It's as wrinkly as unironed clothing. That's also lame. Fuck. Hey, you there! Minorikawa called out to a man riding by on a bicycle. Hey, you! Stop! This man brought his bike to a sudden stop. Taisei Yasuda. Oh, this is the person we ran into as Achino. And he was like, oh, you have a passion for picking up trash too? We're brothers! And this guy was like, bruh. Roughly minutes earlier, while he was wandering along the Jarrett tracks picking up lost and abandoned items, Achi foisted off his trash onto him, and so he's in a bit of a foul mood. Since then, he's been going along on his bicycle, still picking up things from the roadside. There's a trunk on the back of his bike where he stores his finds. Right. He's a knick-knack shop owner, okay. Huh? What's the matter? He asked. Hi, the name's Minoru Minorikawa. I'm a freelance writer. Okay. I'm just doing interviews for a magazine and I'd like to talk to you. A magazine? Which one? 4-Star General Gossip. Minorikawa did his best to sound proud. Oh, well, I'm actually in a bit of a hurry. Minorikawa soldiered on. See that? He pointed one of the nearby surveillance cameras. He pointed at one of the nearby surveillance cameras. What? The man asked. The blimp? A massive blimp was indeed drifting slowly overhead. Okay. No, the camera. The camera watched them both in uncaring silence. Oh, that. What about it? What do you mean, what about it? Those cameras have been installed all throughout Shibuya. They're taking in anything and everything. Privacy be damned. A shocked pallor came onto the man's face. Oh, really? He muttered uneasily to himself. I guess I should be careful next time I go picking stuff up. Hey, what are you talking about? Minorikawa asked. Oh, nothing. Just stuff. Way to dodge the question entirely. It's 2 days until Ayato! In exactly 2 days from now, we will be Splatoon gamers because we're waiting for the Genshin patch to finish. And why did the hours have to go a clock forward? That's the sentence. Why did the clocks have to go an hour forward? Because it means that means the update won't end until like 11:30 instead of 10:30. Not like this. Not like this. I can't wait any longer. Oh snap! You write so late. I know, right? Oh my god. Cause like my favorite, like, you know, I'm pretty sure like when the patch drop is all when about like the 2 hours after a patch drops is when like Genshin probably sees like the highest volume of users per patch. Honestly, either that or in like the last like day before the patch ends, because maybe people are panic pulling on the banner. I'm panic grinding, but if it comes out 11:30, like when the patch came out at 10:30, I could play until like midnight and not feel so bad. But oh my god, it's a Tuesday. We probably get the banner previews tonight. They've been leaked though, no? I think they mentioned they mentioned Yunjin, Sucrose, and Fischl or Xiangling, one or the other. I think it's Xiangling actually. Because Fischl was on banner just like... Wait, is Fischl on banner right now? I actually don't... No, she's not. But Fischl was on banner was not too long ago, right? Oof. Yeah. Fucking Sucrose, get off my banner. Whatever. I'll take the Yunjin constellations though. But it's so close, it's so far away. Xiangling was just on banner too. Wait, let me look at it again. It was leaked. It was leaked. Yeah, Xiangling, Sucrose, and Yunjin. Ayato, please! I have been farming I've been farming so much. Like I've been like beating up all the Nobuyashi and so many of the stupid handguards. Poor Sayu been MIA. When was the last time Sayu was on banner? Was it Hutao banner? No, she wasn't even on that banner. Well, I know she came out on the she was released with Yoimiya, right? But that can't be the last time she was on banner, no? That was like literally 5 patches ago. Or 6 at this point, I guess. 5. 6. 5. I don't know. Was Yoi 2.0 or 2.1? I think she was 2.0. Right, because Ayaka and Yoi were the first characters that came out. You got the boba ready? You know it? I got the boba, and I got Toma, and I got Ito waiting for a Beetle rematch. Cringe. But I want him. It's like, it made me really become cognizant that I've been waiting for this Ayato character since like 2.1 when he was like first mentioned. I'm like, damn, that's 5 patches. That's 30 weeks, dude. That's too long. I need to quit Genshin. Hutao rerun, yeah. I remember her being on the Hutao banner because I think that's when I got her C6. But that was like 5 months ago still. Hutao rerun was like, what, 2.3 or 4? So, like, because Hutao rerun was like early November, right? So November, December, January, February, March. It's been 5 months. Poor Sayu. Maybe she'll be on the Ayaka rerun. I mean, I feel, well, the thing is, like, Sayu synergizes with everyone, so, like, I was about to say, like, oh, she could be on the Ayaka banner because she synergizes, but literally all Anemo characters synergize with everyone. Just give them the 4-piece VV, or just, like, for the most part, all the Anemo characters synergize with everybody, except maybe, like, Geo characters, so. I feel like Sucrose was more recent. I think she was. I feel like she was. Sayu's thematic either way. Ayato messes with her. This is true. Also, hi, Life Iris. That's a fist. I will punch. How's it going? We are talking about Gen Shrimp as boppin' music plays from Shibuya Scramble. But Sam, that is a really good point. Cause Sayu's like, can this Ayato dude just leave me the fuck alone? Cause like, it also says, right, that like, he can always find her even though like, most people can't and she's hiding. And he always just knows where she is. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of cute. It's peak Big Brother energy. He's so beautiful. Exactly. Yeah, I wonder why they didn't put her on his banner, thinking about it now. I guess, trying to think, like, Yunjin and Xiangling have, like, I mean, Yunjin doesn't have much synergy with Venti, like, at all. guess Xiangling and Venti have synergy because he's really good for her ER. I guess Sucrose on Banner because I'm gonna wring out your little neck, Sampleton. We don't talk about that. Grr. Listen. My Sucrose is still the only character I have that is literally a flat 0 friendship. She has no friendship at all. I've never taken her into a domain. I've never done a ley line with her. I've never put her in my teapot. I have 10 friendship with almost all my characters. I have level 10 friendship with all my characters except like maybe 2 or 3. And Sucrose is one of them. And like the other characters that I do have, that I don't have 10 friendship with, they're working on it. They're at like 5 or above. Most neglected character F. I don't want to have good friendship with a character who just like keeps hilly trails in chains in her room and experiments on them. It's weird. This bitch whack. It is, thank you, it is weird. Okay, I don't care if she's OP, you know? To be fair, Sucrose is also kind of fallen off because, you know, Kaza has a replacement. So, actually, oh no. She's doing better than Venti. I didn't say Venti, I said Kazuha. Kazuha is the power creep on Sucrose, okay? Sableton, don't make me come down there right now. Also, she vent. It's kind of sus. Amogus. Sucrose is the imposter. Actually, depending on the comp, I'm gonna time you out right now, Sableton. Right now! Don't make me do it! I will abuse my powers and time you out. Just kidding, I would never. But also, stop. I don't want Sucrose on Banner. I don't want her. I don't want this stupid furry. Well, I mean, they must have helped catch some crooks, right? Yeah, I think you're right about that. Oh, I am? The man looks shocked to have his own statement confirmed. Are you hiding something from me? Hey. No, nothing in particular, the man shook his head vehemently. Nothing at all, really. Well, whatever, Minorikawa said. In any case, if the cameras are helping in arresting criminals, there's some places where people just don't want to be watched. Right? For instance, how would you like it if someone set up a security camera inside your home? What do you mean? I mean, a burglar might try to get into your home. If you had a security camera, you could be alerted right away. Isn't that kind of an extreme argument? Nope. You're the one making the extreme argument here. I agree. I don't want her on Banner either. I want Sayu. You know what? Either as long as we can agree that we don't want Sucrose on Banner. Handshake, handshake. We can make peace. The man stared, bewildered. You're saying it's okay for folks to film people around town as much as they like, but not take a look inside people's houses. Yeah, I guess I am, the man mumbled. Minorikawa snorted. You don't think too deeply about things, do you? He mocked. The man huffed in indignation. I don't see the problem, he said. I mean, it's a normal enough opinion to want to bring down crime, but also protect privacy. Well, yeah, so they're just gonna set up cameras around town. I'm okay with that. Minorikawa grinned inwardly. You're being naive, he said. Way too naive. Naive about what? By now the man was getting worked up. Once you start letting people watch you some of the time, you'll eventually let them do it more and more. That's how the world works. A simple change in camera angle is all it'll take to steal the last traces of your privacy away. That's kind of funny coming from you. Doesn't force our general gossip get all of its scuttlebutt by invading the scuttle crab by invading the privacy of others? Since when are the people concerned with personal privacy? Meaning what exactly? Minorikawa asked. You know damn well what I mean. Have you no shame? I've got nothing to be shamed about, Minorikawa asked. What a Chad. If some celebrity scandal breaks, I write it up in the form of a top-class, socially conspicuous expose. Or conscious, not conspicuous. Expose. That's the Minorikawa seal of quality. The man rolled his eyes. Please, as if anyone's ever heard of that. Your everyday freelance reporter would say something about how security firms have no right to use cameras to disrupt personal privacy. But not me. Oh no. I'm the only guy who'd write a first-class piece on the subject. And you want to know why? The man's only response was a doubtful look. Because privacy only exists for me to utterly demolish it! Yo, Minorikawa's kind of a Chad. Minorikawa flashed a prideful grin. Scuttle the seagull. I love that bird. He's so stupid. He calls the fork he calls it a thingamabob, right? And he tries to sing along and kiss the girl. It's so funny. That Scuttle the seagull is all of us. Oh, a dinglehopper. You're right. A dinglehopper. That's 100% right. I feel like all of us can relate to Scuttle. That's nothing but journalistic arrogance, the man railed. Oh yeah? Yeah, I'd rather have surveillance cameras any day if the alternative is some weird gossip piece. This time, Minorikawa didn't have a handy retort. An awkward silence descended over the pair. Nobody. Minorikawa point. He do be pointing his fingers a lot. I don't like it when people point their fingers. He is a big Chad. Right. I see. Minorikawa muttered to himself as he busily scribbled in his notepad. The man was visibly taken aback. Thank you for your cooperation, Minorikawa said at last. You gave me some good stuff. He held up in a hand to forestall an angry retort. I realize I probably got you a bit riled up. You'll have to forgive me. What? The man peered up at Minorikawa in disbelief. This is just my interview style. Sorry, I know it's a little unorthodox. Buddy, you're a weirdo, you know that? The man said. Yeah, I hear that a lot, Minorikawa laughed. I said asked. So can I go now? Sure, I'll quote you as passerby A in my article. Sure, whatever, the man muttered. He quickly sped off on his bicycle. Minorikawa now had some material for his surveillance camera piece. He wanted to organize what he'd managed to put together so far. He decided to head towards his next interview location, keeping an eye out for a cafe where he could stop to work on his copy. He used the map included in the project proposal to guide him. It was hard to read the words and make out the details, but it looked like the Nokane building where the Burning Hammer demo was being held was just down Center-gai. He used the map included. Oh, I already read that. XD. That made him a little anxious, but he'd probably be able to find someone to point him in the right direction once he got to the building. He spotted a cafe up ahead. Coffee, please! He shouted as he strode inside. He slumped down in an open chair. Hopefully he'd be able to hole up in here until 1 o'clock, working on his article. If he couldn't have it done by then, finishing the whole issue by the end of the day would be a tall order. He pulled a cigarette from his overcoat as he waited for his computer to boot up. Having a smoke was Minorikawa's little trigger for going into writing mode. Okay, no red text, XD. He stuck the cigarette in his mouth and lit it up. Liddy. With the first heavy drop of smoke, he felt his mind focus. The rough idea for his article came to his head, nearly fully formed. All he needed to do now was get it all written down. Finally, his laptop finished booting up. Took you long enough, pal, he muttered to the computer. His hand left to the keyboard like a predator pouncing on its prey. In a matter of moments, he had hit a stride. His fingers clicked away. One by one, lines of text filled up his screen. The waitress stepped up beside him. Excuse me, sir, but Minorikawa was in writing mode. He didn't even hear her. Sir? Sir, I beg your pardon. Then again, Minorikawa was deaf to the waitress's attempts to get his attention. Sir, excuse me! The waitress smacked the table. Quiet! Minorikawa snapped back. He slammed the table right back. Don't interrupt me when I'm working. Not if you know what's good for you. Yo, Minorikawa kind of a dickhead. The waitress didn't so much as flinch. She leaned in aggressively, getting right in Minorikawa's face. Smoking is bad. Smoking is a bad habit. Don't do it, kids. Don't smoke. Ikumi Omiya, employee at Collab Cafe. While appearing cute and demure, at first glance, she's quite strong-willed and frightening when angry. She works nice at the place called the Scolding Pub, where customers rent private rooms in which they are scolded at length by attractive girls. What? One middle-aged businessman once told her, your face looks simply marvelous when you're angry. That's interesting. That's different. Sorry, I hate to bother you, but I have to ask you to please refrain from smoking. Minorikawa blinked. This is a non-smoking establishment, sir. No smoking? Minorikawa asked. The cigarette bobbed in his mouth as he spoke. The waitress pointed sharply to the sign on the wall. The words no smoking were spelled out as clear as day. We ask that patrons please not smoke so that other customers can fully enjoy the aroma of their coffee. The waitress drew herself up in an arrogant triumph. A woman sitting at the table next made a face as she tried to fan the smoke away with her hands. Customers all around the shop were glaring at him. You guys don't know the first thing about the aroma of coffee, Minorikawa asked. The scent of coffee only truly comes to life amidst the choking stench of tobacco smoke. The waitress's only response was to jab her finger again. But this time she didn't point at the sign, she pointed at the door. So if you're going to smoke, please take it outside. Did we just get a bad end? No, okay. Epic music stopped. I know, he's getting the smackdown, dude. She's whooping his ass. Sometime later, sitting inside the cafe La Trek, I remember that Immortal Code, or I think it might have been Still Emo, it was Still Emo, mentioned how to pronounce this, but I actually don't quite remember. But this is the cafe that Kano and Kano's fiancé and her dad are waiting at. Minorikawa lit up his third cigarette. At last, a safe refuge. It had taken him quite some time to find a place that allowed smoking after he got kicked out of the first cafe. In recent years, many cafes and restaurants have phased out the concept of smoking section in favor of prohibiting smoking across the board. This makes a place like Lautrec especially important to smokers. There are large air vents in the ceilings to help keep the interior more agreeable for those who do not smoke. Now he was in a rush to make up for the lost time. Oh, he got the point used against him. Tis tis, pointy point. His fingers flew over the keyboard at lightning speed. The more he wrote, the harder he focused. At this rate, he'd have the story wrapped up in no time. Today, you hear me? A voice intruded suddenly on his awareness. One of the other customers was shouting. It's probably the dad, no? You're breaking up with that fellow today. Yep. Minorikawa's fingers drifted to a halt. He looked around to see where the voice had come from. An older man, red in the face, was shouting at the young woman across from him. Please, Dad, the woman pleaded. Stop. You're making a scene. Ah, a father and daughter, then. It was rare nowadays for a father to behave so imperiously toward his own daughter. Just how sheltered had he been trying to keep her? Minorikawa couldn't see her face from where he was sitting, but his interest was piqued. Oh, I see lit sig before literature. Good one, Shampleton. Should he move to another seat where he could take a look? No, remind himself that he needed to finish his article. I'm curious. I want to eavesdrop. I also feel like this is not the right path. This is going to get us a not correct ending. So we're going to do the bad ending, XD. No, he reminded himself that he needed to finish his article. Besides, if this young lady looked anything like her father, he'd just as soon pass. Bruh! Minorikawa went back to his typing. He's such a savage Chad! It took a few minutes to reestablish his writing groove, with the two still bickering across the room. But thankfully, he soon regained his focus. Oof, I know, right? But he just dunked on her so hard for no reason. Oh, well, what's that? A strange beeping sound broke Minorikawa out of his writing reverie. Upon looking up in confusion, he found his attention drawn to a young woman at another table. And then one of these, and one of these, and one of these. Oh, and this, and this, and this, and this, and that, and two. She finished with a broad grin. It's fucking cheat eat. Let me just repeat your order back to you. One Japanese-style beef patty, one spicy fish roast spaghetti, one chicken casserole, one French onion soup, one fruit parfait, one chocolate parfait, and one deluxe chocolate parfait. That's a lot of food. Will that be all? The waitress anxiously awaited confirmation. Nyoko Kakinuma, a second-year student at the Midoriyama Academy's law school. She was hassled by a pair of hustlers on her way to work, then showed up 5 minutes late for her shift. The manager told her that those 5 minutes were coming out of her pay, so she was a bit irritated right now. I think, was this the woman that we helped out earlier as Achi, right? Achi, like, stepped in and was like, and they were like, "You're the mean clean?" And he's like, "Yeah, I am. And some of this, and some of that." Sounds good, yeah. Honestly, the parfaits, Japanese people really know how to make parfait. You forgot the large camel shake. The customer was a full-figured young woman ensconced at a nearby table. Oh, my apologies. The waitress quickly jotted down the addition to the order. That'll do it for now, the young woman said. For now? Yikes. She's actually planning on ordering more than that? Marveling at this display of appetite, Minorikawa went back to typing. Now what? He heard the sound. He heard the strange beeping sound again, subtly different from the first time. And this time it was closer. Seriously, what the heck is that? I need to get to the bottom of this or I'll never be able to concentrate. Never mind, I need to focus on finishing this article. Let's snoop. I need to get to the bottom of this or I'll never be able to concentrate. Just where the heck is that sound coming from? He searched his surroundings for a moment and quickly discovered that the noise was coming from his own bag. He pulled out one of the most important tools of trade, a bug detector. An instrument for finding listening devices. Since wireless listening devices emit radio signals, bug detectors are designed to use a wide area of receivers to reveal their presence. Using a detector to find something in this fashion is known as fox hunting. Ooh, interesting technology. It was on and had picked up a signal. To a reporter, where information was life. That made owning a bug detector a sensible precaution in his line of work. With the device in hand, Minorikawa casually scanned the area. Everybody likes parfaits. You don't ask, you want a parfait? You don't ask someone, you want a parfait? And they go, no, I don't want no parfait. Is that a quote from something? Why do I feel like this is some Shrek-ass donkey thing, or thing donkey would say? Eventually, he zeroed in on the signal. This is the sister. No, not the sister. The mom. The mom of the sisters. I is her name. The bitch. It's Donkey. Yeah. Is that Shrek? LMAO. I like how Shrek is just so iconic and has such strong characterization that, like, you instantly recognize, like, this is probably something said by this character. Actually, thinking about it, that's pretty fascinating that, like, both me and Lifefires are just like, yo, is that Donkey XD? Very fascinating. He stood up. Everyone, your attention please, he announced. Someone set up a listening device in here. Several cafe patrons turned their heads in disbelief. Omen wreathed in pungent perfume, flashed him a disagreeable look. Oh, come on, that's ridiculous, she huffed. There's something fishy going on. The only fishy thing right now is you. The woman declared disdainfully. Oh, I missed the dialogue. No, I smell a scoop. You what? You, what's your name? None of your business, that's what. Now hurry up and stop that awful noise. The other customers were starting to murmur loudly. There's a listening device here, folks, Minorikawa said. How can that not bother you? You know where it could be. Excuse me, the woman called out. Could someone please do something about this man? I'm starting to really dislike Minorikawa. He's too forward and very rude. A waitress hurried over. Sir, please, you're bothering our customers. There's a listening device in here. That's what people should be bothered by right now. The waitress took a reflexive step backward at the words listening device. You're the one who's intruding on everyone, the woman shouted. Ah, this is funny because we know all sides of the conflict. Because I think this is right? If I recognize the character. So she's the stepmother of Hitomi and Maria, the sisters. But the reason she has a listening device on her is because she's part of an investigation. So she's not being like a big snoop, right? She has that on her because she's literally being monitored by the police because her two stepdaughters are like missing. But also to this, like, but also Minorikawa doesn't know that, so he is being a dick and just being like. But also, again, on the other hand, if there were just some lady with a random listening device, like, you would want someone to point that out too, right? So I don't know, for me, like, you can sympathize with Minorikawa being a dick and sympathize with this. I think this is Ai. If it's not Ai, it'll be really embarrassing. But you know, it's complicated. Honestly, could you please stop that racket? It's not me making the racket, it's the bug tracker. Just who the hell do you think you are? Police! Somebody call the police! Ma'am, please calm down, the waitress said. There are other customers here and... I'll calm down once you get this disrespectful bore out of here. All I'm doing is sharing the truth! You can't kick me out for that. Big New York energy. Minorikawa does kind of have big New York energy. The waitress wavered, clearly intimidated by both of them. You've sure got a lot of nerve, the woman snapped at Minorikawa. Go play detective someplace else. I'm not a detective. I'm a reporter. Really now. By far my least favorite profession. Oh, and why is that? Did someone write a story about you, lady? Got skeletons in your closet? You shut your mouth. How dare you? Yeah, I smell a scoop, all right. And the smell is coming from you. Oh, stop it with your scoop nonsense already. It's no use trying to hide things from me. You have no idea what you're talking about. Oh, yes, I do, lady. Go to hell. After you. Blah, 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 blah. As they shouted over each other, their words blurred. Oh my god, I'm having a stroke. Their words blurred together until they were barely words anymore. The onlookers could hear only indistinct, meaningless ravings. And still the yelling went on and on. I probably should have ignored the sound then. Eventually there came... This seems like a bad ending. Eventually there came the sounds of approaching sirens, but even when a police cruiser pulled up outside the cafe, the two didn't slow their bickering. Yeah, bad ending. Meanwhile, the police listening, yeah. They're just like, oh, this is spicy. So I'm pretty sure I was supposed to just ignore it. Well, never mind. I need to focus on finishing this article. Minorikawa immersed himself in his writing again. Before long, he stopped worrying about the curious sound. Holy shit. The plump young woman set about devouring all the food she'd ordered despite the strange looks she was getting. Now that was an appetite to be reckoned with. She's wearing a Wesleyan sweater. It took her under 3 minutes. What the hell? Okay, that's just too fast, bro. I'm gonna vomit at that. She's just not gonna throw up at that point. Just your digestive system. Then looking not the least bit sated, she picked the menu right back up. Was she seriously going to order more? Today in Shibuya Scramble, we learned how to mind our own business. I know, right? Mind your own beeswax. Which is why, like, oh my god. Minorikawa's like... I feel like Japanese people are so huge on minding your own business. And, like... Minorikawa's so nosy. Minorikawa was starting to take an interest in this young lady. There might be a story here. He conjured up a series of headlines in his mind. Woman inhales 30,000 calories in 3 minutes. This is equivalent of 100 pieces of shortcake, 300 glasses of milk, or enough steak and rice to feed about 30 people. Wow! Now he needed something with more punch. Food for thought. An expose on obesity. Okay, she's not obese. No, that was no good. Yeah, that's a terrible title, my dude. He wasn't writing for a fashion mag here. A gourmet day in Shibuya. That was it. He'd be able to whip something up with the if he went with the foodie angle. Minorikawa got up from his seat. That's pretty impressive, he said to the hungry diner. Do you always eat that much? The young woman glared back at him. Not always, she said. Suddenly tension filled the air. Oops. Was that too blunt of me? I mean, she is a young lady after all. Maybe I should change up my approach. Who the heck are you anyways? The woman asked. I'm a freelance writer. I was hoping I could do a quick interview with you. You want to interview me? The suspicion was plain on her face. I do. I mean, girls all over the world worry about their diets, right? I hear that. Yeah. So you'd be willing to share your secret or technique or whatever for how to eat without getting fat? What? Me? Sure, I mean, look at the figure you're maintaining despite eating all this food. Yeah, she's not that big. She's like she's not a twig. She's literally normal. The young woman's expression brightened up. Oof. Yeah, see again. Maybe he's just a little too rude and too blunt. You noticed? There's actually a lot that goes into all this. Yeah? The basic thing though is to eat 10 meals a day. Minorikawa struggled to keep his jaw from dropping. 10 meals a day? She flashed him a chubby cheek grin. You don't know how diets work, do ya? Eating only 1 or 2 meals a day, that's what'll make you fat. Gotta space your food out into smaller portions throughout the day. That's the fundamentals of dieting right there. Right, but what happened to the smaller portions is part? Minorikawa had to bite his tongue. Ah, I see, he said. Any other pro-dieting tips you could share? Well, for the basics, I'd say always drink protein instead of tea, yeah? Drink protein all day? Seriously? Once again, it took all of Minorikawa's willpower to keep his thoughts to himself. What do you want? I mean, he wants an interview. I'm deceased. Oh, this is... This dude's funny, but also like a Chad in the bad way, but also Chad in a good way, but also Chad in a bad way. I don't know if I like this guy or not. Let's see, what else? Oh, there's this stuff called Burning Hammer too, but... She trailed off with little wins. Wait, Minorikawa perked up. Did you say Burning Hammer? Oh, you know it. I've heard of it anyway, Minorikawa replied. He decided he was better off keeping his plans to head to the sales demo secret. There's a sales demo later on if you're interested, the woman said as if she were reading his thoughts. Though, full disclosure, I'm working for them right now. She handed Minorikawa an advertising pamphlet. There was a more detailed map for the venue included. What a stroke of luck. Now he didn't need to rely on the current crummy map in the project proposal anymore. He'd have no trouble finding the venue with the building's various floors broken down for him. And actually, I gotta get back to work, the woman said. So thank you so much for your time. I'm going to hang back and finish up my copy here. The woman left the cafe. Minorikawa went back to his laptop. Yo, did she leave the tab for him? That'd be funny. He'd gotten some new info on the Burning Hammer sales demo, but he'd also lost some more time. The surveillance camera's piece still wasn't finished. It was going to be a near thing to get it done before the sales demo started. Yet instead of returning to his writing, he got out his cell phone. What if Toyama had gotten another of his crazy ideas? If he had tried to hang himself again, the thought had Minorikawa too worried to work on his copy. Caps lock in the lower left. Hey! I'm really used to having the caps lock button there. Because I use a Japanese keyboard. The phone rang several times before someone picked it up. Mr. Toyama, where are you right now? Minorikawa asked. Right now? I'm on the run. Somewhere near Shoto. An upscale residential district. Despite being smack dab in the middle of the city, it's a quiet neighborhood, rife with greenery. The residence of the former governor of Tokyo is here. Okay. Toyama was speaking in an oddly hushed tone. Shoto. After you left the office, some guys came by to collect my debt, so I made a run for it. Okay, so he wasn't dead, but the situation was still pretty bad. Look, we'll get you through it somehow, Minorikawa said, hoping it was true. Just keep your head down and stay out of trouble. You need to get back to the office ASAP. I say keep him out of trouble. Just keep your head down and stay out of trouble. Stay where you are now. Stay where I am, but what am I supposed to do? Tema's voice dropped in and out, and it sounded like he was moving quickly. Find some place to hide and lay low for a while. Minorikawa told him. Oh, alright, Toyama said weakly. He hung up. Minorikawa let out a deep sigh, then turned back to his laptop. Ooh, keep out. Okay. Okay, let's look at the time chart real quick. Okay, I wonder... Fixing keep out comes from a jump point, right? I just wanna... Okay, I'm trying to remember what the keep out point on Tama's story was, but I can't really, so it's fine. Let's play Kano. We haven't played Kano yet, so... Alright. Kano had been watching the syndicate members hand off an attaché case for an hour and a half now. He still had no idea where this relay might be headed. The man he was tailing was now about 10 meters away, close enough that Kano could close the distance and approach him, apprehend him at a moment's notice. But his orders remained the same: follow and observe. He watched as the case was handed off once more. By now, the shock of seeing it pass yet another accomplice had worn off. Oops, I got a text message from my sister. Okay, sorry, I had to respond to my sister real quick. Alright. It's already been 30 minutes, huh? It was Sasayama. At some point, he'd crept up on Kano from behind with his fucking weeb outfit. I love Kano. They just don't seem like they're trying to get away at all. They're just walking. What could they be up to? Sasayama shrugged. Yeah, it's weird. Kano recalled dictum number 89. The more relevant something seems, the more relevant it's bound to be. I like how it says, like, 意味がなさそうなものほど必ず意味がある. It's like, Actually, wait, is this a saying in English? The more relevant something seems, the more relevant it's bound to be. Is that actually a saying in English? I'm not too sure. Because the Japanese says more like, even if something seems like it doesn't have meaning, it has meaning. Oh my, the rotating case anime. Oh, this is not an animation. I think there's just actually like a photography of an animating case, which is so funny. It looks like it's actually something out of an animated video game. If Tataeno's wisdom had held true, the syndicate must have some reason for what it was doing. They were just trying to throw the investigators off their scent. Were they just trying to show the stroke? Were they just trying to throw the investigators off their scent? No, that couldn't be it. They were wandering in circles, staying right in the same area. They were just running up the clock. What if that's exactly they were after? Buying time. Kind of felt a sudden conviction that he was on the right track. Honestly, yeah, I agree. I agree they're just stalling, bro. Fucking stallers. I hate stalling. Kind of, oh, I already read that XD limo. They needed more time to make sure they got their hands on the ransom payment. Wait. Hold on. Chotomate! Could it be that A, the real case had already been switched out, B, the ransom money wasn't even in the case anymore? I would say the case had been switched out, no? Could it be the real case had already been switched out because they like the guy on the motorbike? It made a certain amount of sense. Chocolate! Oh. Honestly, I was thinking about going to get some coffee tomorrow morning, like a nice latte, iced latte, but apparently it's gonna be cold as fuck again tomorrow. It's already honestly a little cold. I think my flatmate's even turned the heat on. I feel because the heater's along the wall on the floor behind my desk, and I feel like the heat radiating from like the feet of my desk. It's quite chilly right now, honestly, Sag. It's been pretty warm lately. It's been nice. It's been warm, but not too warm, you know? By handing the case off to one accomplice after another, they were leading the detectives to pay more attention to the individuals than the case itself. That could enable them to swap the case while all focus was elsewhere. Kano shared his hunch with Sasayama. I mean, it's a possibility. Yeah, we might be following the wrong case. There's a palpable tension in the air now. Kano, Sasayama said, "You gotta report into Kuze." On it. Kano's hand flashed to his wireless. But Kuze was dismissive. "No, that's the case, I assure you. No offense, sir, but how can you be sure?" "Because that's my job. There's an ID tag in that case that allows us to keep tabs on it. There's no way these crooks could have whipped up a duplicate." Oh, ID tag. What ID tag? No, that's right. Kano had forgotten all about that detail in the wake of his all-nighter. Oh, right. Fuck. Well. Don't you right me. Clearly you weren't hired for your brains. Focus on what you're good at. Destruction. 100. Kuze ended the call. Still, Kano couldn't shake the feeling that his conviction that something was off. The man with the attaché case had made his way back to Shibuya station. The heck? Jesus. I know, right? Bro, he actually tore him a new one. Holy. Maybe his soul is gone from his body. That's what's all. After an insult like that, I would just be deceased too. The heck? Sasayama grumbled. He's right back to where we started. Kano felt his frustration growing. It honestly looked like the syndicate was just randomly lugging the case around town. Near Shibuya Station, a girl approached the suspect. She was Japanese and entirely unlike the other criminal accomplices. She spoke to the man while showing him something on a notepad. He glanced at the pad but did not slow down. Within moments, he had left her behind. "Well, that's sure fishy," Sasayama muttered. "What, the girl?" asked Kano. "Yeah, wanna go hit her up?" Sasayama could only mean one thing, questioning her. "Yeah, let's go see what she knows. This can't..." I'm sure the notepad must have had something written on it. I feel like this is the obvious answer, so it feels wrong. Like, the thing about this game is, like, I swear about 70% of the time, the obvious choice is the wrong choice. Let's go see what she knows. Sasayama and Kano headed over. Excuse me, miss, we'd like to ask you if you... Are you happy with your life? The woman shouted. She thrust her notepad in Kano's face. Tell me this, are you happy with your life right now? Me? Looking at the notepad, Kano saw the same question written in a big, bold letters. Hello, hi, have a nice day, and remember to stay waste. You know, I gotta say, Snow, I'm not too sure if your sentence is grammatically correct. We gotta stay waste? Are you not sure we gotta stay wasted? Hi, Snow, how's it going? Happy Sunday. It's Sunday. I actually closed my eyes to think about that for a second there. Happy Sunday! Hope all is well. You're here just in time for Shibuya Scramble, and we might have stumbled into a bad ending again, so let's find out. The girl's eyes widened in surprise, as if she hadn't expected the two men to actually stop and listen. Right now, sir, she continued more quietly. Are you happy? If so, could you please take this survey? But, you know, about your life. Are you happy with it? The more she spoke, the more flustered she became. Sasayama stepped in. Hey, I need to know, did you just speak with that Western fellow just now? Hey. No, that isn't what I'm asking. Sir, are you happy with your life right now? This is probably a code or something. I don't know. Because, like, saying that she wasn't expecting people to stop and listen. Kano got a sinking feeling in his stomach. This kid was looking for religious converts or something. You did speak with him, didn't you? What did you tell him? Sasayama snapped. The girl's rambling abruptly ceased. Her already ruddy face went even redder and tears welled up in her eyes. Okay, she's not a part of it. JK, we should have left her alone. Poor kid, Kano thought. She's just out here trying to get people to listen to her survey questions. There's no way she's part of this kidnapping plot. Look, miss, for the time being, it would be a good idea for you to leave the area. I gotta go, just popping in to say hi. Alright, bye-bye, Snow. Have a lovely rest of your evening. Look, miss, he said, for the time being, it'd be a good idea for you to leave the area. I'm afraid I'm not at the liberty to explain. The girl's only response was to start sobbing outright. I can't do this anymore. I want to go home. Kano and Sasayama exchanged awkward glances. I want to go home. I want to go home. Passerby began shooting curious looks at the trio. Kano, you get back to work, Sasayama said. I'll escort this girl to the train station. He didn't quite manage to stifle the embarrassment in his voice. Right, Kano said. He hurried away, his eyes already searching for the suspect they'd been tailing. That's the wrong ending. Oh, okay. We're not at an ending yet. It didn't take long to find him. The man's black garb made him stand out in the crowd at the intersection. I mean, they're wearing like all black. How can they be that hard to, you know, pick out? It occurred to Kano that all the criminals who'd handled the attaché case had been wearing the same black clothing. Yeah, that fact made the whole situation even weirder. Could they really be ignorant that they were being followed while they were all wearing the same eye-catching outfit? Of course they know they're being followed. It was more likely they were going out of their way to make sure the investigators spotted them. Exactly! That still didn't provide any clues to what they were after, though. The longer Kano kept telling these guys, the less it made sense. Kano made a girl cry. Well, technically it was Sasayama that was the one like, yo, bro, cut the shit. Was it really such a good idea to keep this up? Someone's life was in danger and they were just letting the kidnapper carry out their plan, whatever it was. The very first page of the Dick Diary spelled things out loud and clear. Never lose sight of what you're supposed to protect. Right now, the single most important thing was ensuring the hostage's safety. This was a situation where Tateno would have stuck to his guns for sure. Kano thought back to that day 3 years ago. A burglar had shut himself inside a financial office and doused the place in gasoline. Kano had just been on put on police box duty and was ordered to the scene because his box was just down the street from the standoff. Several officers surrounded the building, keeping close tabs on the situation. The suspect was shouting nonsense through the entrance on the first floor. I've never taken my eyes off a Sam. What about me? Huh? Grr. No, I'm not talking to either of you. Go get a room, each. Things were getting heated. A crowd of alarmed onlookers had started to form as well. Step aside, a voice said suddenly from amidst the throng. A middle-aged man in a rumpled business suit had approached Kano as he hovered nervously at the edge of the scene. I'm sorry, sir, Kano said. You have to stay back for your own safety. He attempted to usher the man back into the crowd. I'm Detective Tateno from Shibuya Precinct. What's the situation? Oh, sir, I'm so sorry. Yes, of course, Kano stammered, then quickly explained. He hasn't taken anyone hostage, but there are still people on the upper floors of the building. He's mine. Fine, y'all can have each other. Yeesh. I don't need either of you. Giving only a slight nod, Tateno marched straight up into the building. The plastic container of gasoline the suspect had used was on the ground out front. Tateno picked it up and dumped the remaining contents over his head. Kano was at a loss for words. He couldn't believe what he was seeing. I covered myself in gasoline too, Tateno pulled out from the entryway. The tension in the air ratcheted itself up several notches. Hey, what the hell do you think you're doing? Kano heard the burglar shouting from inside. If you're gonna do it, Tateno called out, we can die together. He walked into the building. All Kano could do was watch things unfold through the plate glass window. Tateno was talking to the burglar, but Kano couldn't make out the words. I remember this. Badass. Yo, Tateno kind of a goon. The crook was clutching a lighter, his hand trembling. His expression was like that of a frightened child. Tateno slowly approached him and took firm hold of his shaking hand. The onlookers erupted into cheers and applause. Tateno handed the now docile suspect over to the detectives, who then weirdly sat down against the planter in front of them. Then weirdly sat down against the planter out front. It was like something ripped straight out of a police drama. That was amazing, Kano breathed. You have to deal with guys like this as quickly as you can. You let a situation like this get even a little out of hand and you never know how things might go south on you. Tateno spoke quietly, almost as if he were talking to himself. As the police evacuated the rest of the building, Kano noticed that there were children and elderly people among them. If the perp had managed to set the building on fire, there'd be no way they would have escaped in time. But I mean, what if he'd actually set the place on fire? If someone's willing to risk their life, you're not going to convince them of anything unless you do the same. Kano still remembered the awe he'd felt at Tateno's matter-of-fact tone. Kano hadn't really become a police officer out of any real sense of duty. He just thought it would make Numi happy if he became a detective like her father. Sam... I mean, what? Besides, civil servants tended to stay afloat in times of recession, and his time playing rugby meant he was in good physical shape for the job. He never really thought too much about protecting the citizens or keeping the peace. But now here he was in the presence of a detective who literally risked his life in the line of duty without a second thought. What a good guy. Good man. A police officer never loses sight of what he's supposed to protect. Ever. Getting back to his feet, Tateno tugged off his gasoline-drenched coat and walked away. Kano wrote the words in his notebook, in a notebook he'd just purchased. A stick diary was born. Thinking back to the way Tateno put his life online to save a bunch of strangers made Kano feel all the more raw about just tailing the syndicate members. Letting the crooks just wander around wasn't going to bring Maria Osawa to safety. Of that, Kano was now certain. He's going rogue, boys! He's going rogue! Shoot, it's bleeding pretty bad, he heard someone say behind him. He turned and saw a young man carrying another along. There was a towel wrapped tightly around the third's head. Hey, what happened? Kano asked. What the heck? Shut your mouth. Kano blanched. Can the attitude, he's trying to help, another voice cut in. It was Sasayama. You finished dealing with the girl by the station then? What happened to your friend? Out of my way, man. I ain't afraid to kick your ass. Look, cut the crap and let me take a quick look. Sasayama unwrapped the towel from around the young man's head. Oh, that's nasty. The young guy was more than a little kid. His head was soaked with red blood. He appeared to be unconscious. They couldn't leave him like this, but they're in the middle of a job. They should probably call juvenile affairs. They're in the middle of a job, but they couldn't just leave him like this. They should probably take him to a hospital, bruh. They were in the middle of a job, but they couldn't just leave him like this. They should probably take him to a hospital. Kano offered to help carry the bloodied young man, but Sasayama stepped in front of him. He quickly flashed the two youths his badge. Ah, crap. You a cop? Sasayama nodded. Who are you kids with? Vamps? Shibuya's number 2 gang. Its leader, Sohei Ikari, has gathered up some big mean dudes in an attempt to make Shibuya his turf. The gang's leadership is inferior to that of SOS, but on an individual level, its members tend to be stronger in a fight. Word is that the rise of vamps is one of the reasons SOS has been growing more and more combative recently. SOS? Admitted one of the young men after some hesitation. Who attacked you? Yo, it ain't like that. What was it like then? Infighting? The young man was silent. Sasayama must have been right on the mark. In the course of his police duties, Kano picked up a fair amount of street gossip from the young people in Shibuya. Lately, the scuttlebutt about the legendary SOS gang was that they were dealing with some internal strife. Look, don't worry about it. I get it. There's a hospital just down that way. Hurry up and get him there. The young man batted off Sasayama's offered hand, then quickly hauled his friend away. Sounds like SOS is on the verge of breaking up with all this infighting, huh? Kano asked. He kept his eyes on the young men as they headed off. Yeah, he seems like it's been pretty rough. You know what? You know what with the original leader leaving and all. The detectives in juvenile affairs were well acquainted with SOS's original leader. Atiendo. Yep. The stories were like something out of some after-school special. There were tales of them taking down gangs who sold drugs to kids or breaking into Yakuza front offices to save their friends. The detectives with juvenile affairs took these stories with a grain of salt, but if there really were young people like that out there, Kano hoped to meet them someday. Detectives had to hurry to catch up with the man they were tailing. He was still strolling along, seemingly in no particular hurry. They kept him in sight as he crossed another pedestrian overpass and circled back around. Still following the same MO, huh? Sasayama grumbled. Guess so, Kano said. How'd things go with the girl? He was careful not to take his eyes off the mark as they talked. I managed to calm her down and get her on a train. She was going on about how she wanted to go someplace far, far away, but whatever, it's all good now. I kind of feel bad about the whole thing. Well, she's not pertinent to the case anyhow. Guess it's back to dogging this guy. Sasayama nodded towards the suspect, looking none too pleased. So, Sasayama, I'm thinking the attaché case is going to get handed off, again, any moment now. Sasayama appeared at the marker, who was scanning the plaza he just entered, apparently looking for someone. I'll take one side, you take the other, Kano suggested. Sasayama's eyes went wide. Say what now? That way we apprehend both perps involved with the handoff. Oh, he's gonna go all in. He's about to throw fucking hands. Sasayama didn't reply. Look, HQ isn't thinking about the hostage's safety, Kano said. But that needs to take priority here. Sasayama's face took on a rare solemnity. Disobeying the direct orders is not something to do lightly. Hold on, give me 1 second. Adjust my headset because it's like sliding on my head right now. Detective's behavior is governed by the Local Public Service Act. The Article 32 states that detective is to faithfully follow the orders of superior. Okay, whatever. Then after a moment he added, but I'm on board. I'm sick of all this wandering around anyway. That's the Sasayama I know, Kano replied with a chuckle. Sasayama gave him a silent thumbs up. Shit's about to go down. The two detectives took up position on opposite sides of the plaza. Kano called up Sasayama on his cell phone. You ready? He asked. Just give the word. There's only 2 non-Japanese people in the nearby crowd. Both were eyeing their surroundings anxiously. Kano was certain the handoff was about to take place. Watching you play this makes me realize one thing I appreciate about the characters in this game is how different people's stories are. It's honestly like wild how like the way they find ways to like connect the stories and the characters is so like clever and unique and not like limiting basically. Like it's hard to make it like because they all actually feel like they're living very distinct stories with like overlaps, not necessarily that they're all living the same story with different perspectives, you know what I'm saying? I do wonder if the characters are all going to meet at some point or another or cross paths. I mean, like, I know like some of them already have like I'm trying to think of a well, Achi and Kano kind of cross paths at like some point, or I think that was a wrong ending if you choose to like tackle Achi. Yeah, I wonder how like interweave, like, because their stories are all like related to each other right now, but I wonder if there's ever going to be cross points. But you know, like the cockroach in Tama's story that impacted Achi's story, that was too funny. You go from being chased as Achi to chasing as Kano, and Tama's just doing weird shit. It's all like different vibes. Yeah, I think that's definitely super cool. Like I said, like it's not like they're all just living the same like narrative, but different points of view. They're all literally experiencing their own kind of plot lines. And then, well, if it isn't Mr. Toyama. Kano's eyes perked up at the sound of an aggressive greeting. An aggressive greeting, the voice dripping with feigned cheer. He whirled around to see two rough-looking young men confronting a father and his daughter. The older man looked pained. Please just hold on, he said, placating. Ah, Jesus, Toyama. The dude that Minorikawa was helping to write for the paper. Or I guess it's not really a paper. The gossip articles, the magazine. I thought we agreed on 4 o'clock. The young man snarled. Don't you try and play dumb with us, buddy. It's nothing like that, I swear. My girl was just hungry, so I stepped out too. Yeah, how come you didn't just order delivery, huh? Yes. Right. That would work too, haha. Don't you haha me, man. Kano watched the argument uneasily. The stranger's altercation put him in a bit of a spot. The crook he was telling probably wouldn't risk handing off the case in an uproar like this going on. What's going on over there? Sasayama asked. I'm not sure, Kano replied. Looks like some kind of argument. The suspects are going to get wary on us. It's gonna scrub this whole hand off. Yeah, I know. The debt collectors, honestly, like, debt collectors freak me out. I know, like, I've only ever seen in films, like, like, violence breaking out, but I'm like, bro, what if one day I'm in debt and they come and just beat me up? I wouldn't like that. I'd be so scared. This is why you don't spend money you don't have, okay, guys? Don't do it. Don't do that shit. Don't take loans. Unnecessary loans. Don't go into credit card debt. Don't do it. So do something about it and get over here, Sasayama said. What? Find some way to shut them up and get over here. Sure, alright. Kano headed towards the argument. He's only halfway there when Sasayama called again. He sounded panicked. Hey, Kano! He made a run for it! Eh? Oh, crap! The man they had been tailing had vanished in the brief time Kano had taken his eyes off of him. Rip your knees. Please don't break my knees. Please don't bash in my kneecaps, Mr. Nook. Wait up! Kano shouted. Sasayama was racing after the suspect and Kano rushed to join him. The man was surprisingly quick, however, and neither detective managed to catch up. In fact, they soon lost sight of him amidst the teeming crowds. Frantically, they dashed through the streets as fast and hard as they could. We lost him, Sasayama admitted at last. Damn it! He stamped his foot on the asphalt in disgust. Director Kuze, Kano gasped over the wireless. I'm so sorry, but we lost the man with the attaché case. I don't trust Kuze somehow. There was a heavy sigh on the other end of the line. Kano braced himself. He wasn't going to be able to weasel himself out of this one. Sasayama, Kano, get your asses back to the precinct. Kuze out. With that, Kuze switched off the line. Back to the precinct. Kano knew full well what that meant. They were off the case. This was gnawing. There was a gnawing in his gut. If the two punks hadn't shown up, no, if the father and his daughter hadn't turned up, he might have been able to apprehend the suspect. So we need to tell, in Minorikawa's story, we need to tell Toyama to go back to the office. Oh, but it didn't give me the ending screen. Okay. Oh, don't let it get you down, Sasayama said. I mean, perhaps paper pushing can be kind of fun. The look on his face, however, suggested that he didn't think it was fun at all. Not one bit. With the air of the two men heading to an execution, Kano and Sasayama charged back towards the Shibuya precinct. Okay. So we need to go back into Minorikawa's story and tell him and his daughter, and have him tell Toyama and his daughter to go back to the headquarters. Wait, what? Where is that decision? Oh, here it is. Okay. Alright. Look, we'll get you through this somehow, blah 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 blah. So we chose that last time. You need to get back to the office ASAP. The office? But they'll find me there for sure. Toyama's voice was little more than a pathetic whimper. It's a bit of reverse psychology. That's a good point, actually. The place the debt collectors are gonna think you went is back to the last place the debt collectors are gonna think you went is back to the office, right? I see, Toyama said. He sounded impressed by the suggestions. Not a bad point. For now, just stay hidden until I can get those articles finished. Alright, Toyama said weakly. He hung up. Minorikawa let out a deep sigh, then turned back to his laptop. Okay. But it does mean we have the right, I think we have the right Toyama outcome for Kano to be able to proceed in his story now. I guess I can go to here, right, before this. I see! I see! I think I actually have to go to a different spot. Because it was showing me the dialogue was some incorrect dialogue still. Or did that not really fix the decision? Let's just go to here and just like go through it. Meow. Hey Gutson, how's it going? You're hungry. Go get something to eat. GGEG. Other than being hungry though, how you doing today? Oh, so I still have the wrong ending. Okay. I still have the wrong events. I'm gonna take a look at the hints real quick. Oh, so certain someone needs to give those two some better advice, and a certain other someone needs to meet up with them outside his or her house. Both of those are key to changing poor Kano's fate. Okay. Outside his or her house. Okay, what were the other choices I had? I had this choice from Minorikawa. I forget what the two options were again, though. TBH. I don't think this is the correct spot for changing this. Oh, can we play this jump now, though? Now that we've played more Minorikawa's section, no? Doing fine, glad to hear it. Do you have any plans to get some food, though? Get some food into your system. No, wait. When I hit tab, I couldn't make the jump. Why is that? Dropping a lark while I study. Hope stream goes well. Thank you for the lark, Lulu. Hope you're doing well today. Hope the study goes well. And here's a hydrate for the road. Ah. go. Let's make this jump. Say something nice about... Oh, I always actually forget to change the point redemption to just say something nice. Okay, give me a second to think. Your schlorp gives me life. Here, have a bonus one on the house. You now have an extra life. You have 2 lives now. Legacy redemption! Legacy redemption! Well, what's something nice that happened today? I ate some leftover buffalo wings I had from dinner last night. Those were pretty tasty. Minorikawa looked at his wristwatch and gritted his teeth. Damn, it's that late already? Oh! Wait, look at his watch! Wait, because it said, just respond to whatever happens to come to mind. Look at his watch, it has 4 and then the 28 labeled on it. 428 should be a scramble! Yump. I'm wearing chapstick right now though, so I can't really get a good like pop sound up. Oh, there we go. Okay, I'll stop now, sorry. Damn, isn't that it already? He needed to head for the sales demo. But the surveillance camera article wasn't done, but he'd have to just leave it where it was for now. The phone is ringing. As he was slipping his laptop back into his bag, his cell phone rang. He looked at the screen and saw Chucky's name listed as the incoming caller. Was she done with her interviews? Hurriedly, he picked up. Chucky, how's it going? Several wet snuffles came through the receiver. Hey, are you crying? It's no use. Chucky's voice was indeed punctuated by sobs. People won't stop to talk no matter how hard I try. Oh, come on. This again? Really? I can't do it. Don't worry about paying me. Please just let me go home. Minorikawa was already operating on a too tight schedule. He didn't have time to worry about Chucky on top of it all. Look, just slow down and take a breath. And keep at it a little longer. He should have seen this coming when he first called her. Her shyness was practically pathological. But if he cut her loose now, all this frustration would be for nothing. But I can't do it, Chucky whined again. Please, just forget you ever called me. She hung up before Minorikawa could get another word in. He tried calling her back, but she didn't pick up. Damn it, Chucky! Don't you dare bail on me. Leaving money for his coffee on the table, Minorikawa jumped up and bolted from the cafe. Eating a sandwich. What kind of sandwich? Toiki! Oh, toiki! Yo, does everyone have like a favorite cold cut on a sandwich? Like, you like ham? Or turkey? Or, I guess not necessarily cold cut. Any like favorite type of protein chicken? Or sorry, in a sandwich? Or chicken? I do like turkey. I like honey turkey. The plaza outside Shibuya station was as crowded as ever. Minorikawa looked around, but there was no sign of Chucky. She bailed. Minorikawa dropped to his knees in despair. I mean, Shibuya station has so many people in it. Like, really? Like, you really think you're gonna find one person, XD now? His last hope had up and left. There was no one he could even ask. Damn it! Alright then, fine. I'll do it myself. He dragged himself back to his feet. Alright, listen up, he shouted at the passing crowd. I'm doing street interviews here starting now, you guys. Shut up and help me. I mean, don't shut up, but help me. XD. I like turkey too as a cold cut. Roast beef kinda yummy too. Ooh, I do like roast beef. He wound up blowing way too much time just to get 2 pages worth of content, leaving himself unable to finish the other articles. In the end, the issue of 4-star general gossip never made it to the newsstands, and Heaven Publishing went down for a count. Ah, fuck. Chiaki calls it quits. Ugh. I shouldn't have made her do interviews. I think I usually do turkey. I do like turkey. Turkey's nice. I guess we kind of should have seen this one coming, because, like, it was repeated the whole time that Chiaki hates, like, talking to people, so... But there's no decisions here, no? Well, it was before. Okay, so Life Virus, I remember you said that all of the, events that you need to change will occur within the same hour, but telling Chucky to go do street interviews was before the 12 o'clock hour, no? Yeah, Chucky shows. Okay, at 12:10, that's the block I was just at. There's no decision in 12:10. Nor is there a decision in 12 or 12:05. It could be related to this. Let's just go back to the. Okay, I'll go back to. You gotta read the tab again? But I just read it again. Oh, Kano's story, not what's his face. Oh wait, Chiaki showed up in Kano's story? I didn't even notice. Oh my god, Chiaki's the girl! The hell? Oh my fucking god! Oh, it's all coming together. Oh my god, I see it now. She can't be involved with this, can she? Sasayama flashed him a skeptical look. Don't let your preconceptions get the better of you. Oh, it could get you killed. I know that, but still, she doesn't come across as involved to me. Kano knew better than to judge people based on appearance, but he was still convinced the girl wasn't part of this gang. Ooh. I like how they gave a lot of the time the hints are not very strongly time-based, of being like, oh, check this event at this time. But I think they knew that majority of people would be stupid like me and not really make the connection that this girl was Chiaki, and then it wouldn't be intuitive for us to look into Kano's story per se, specifically. So we would have just checked all the events in the Minorikawa story and gotten hella confused. So I like, they definitely gave a stronger nudge with this hint. Hashtag save Chiaki. Chiaki's cute. She just struck him as far too well inept, really. Bruh. Alright, I'll go look into the girl, Sasayama said. You keep following the attaché case. Kano nodded and hurried after the man. Okay. I was gonna say, why is this a decision in the Kano story? Bad end disappeared. Several sniff. Okay. Oh, come on. This again? Really? I can't do it. Don't worry about paying me. Please just let me go home. Minorikawa was already operating on a tight schedule. We already read this. He should have seen this coming. Okay. But I can't do it, Chiaki whined again. I'm sorry. I really am. Look, just calm down. Minorikawa was practically screaming into his phone. Just stay where you are until I get there, okay? Got that? Whatever you do, just don't move. Leaving the money for... Okay. He strode out of the cafe. Street interviews are were tougher than they looked. Not many random passerby were willing to stop and do it back and forth. Still, being able to talk to people on the street was a fundamental skill for a freelance reporter. All Minorikawa wanted was for Chucky to put in a little effort and make it happen. Although he found her personality frustrating, he actually quite liked her writing. Reading her words, you'd never guess what she was like in person. If she could just break the right story, he was sure readers would be quite taken with her. There's no time like the present. The plaza outside Shibuya station was as crowded as ever. Minorikawa looked around and soon spotted Chiaki. Hey, what are you doing? He asked. She was hunkered down in front of the statue of Hachiko, squatting in an odd position. A group of kindergartners were gathered nearby, peering at her with sadness in their eyes like she was a stray dog or something. What's this all about? Minorikawa asked. This is how I end up when I just lose all my self-confidence. I just want to hide. Oh, for crying out loud. Get up, will you? Stop crying! Chiaki sniffled and wiped at her eyes. These kids are cute. Let me ask you this, Minorikawa stared down at her. What was it that made you want to be a freelance writer? I guess I wanted to try my hand at writing. A dangly bit of mucus bobbed in and out of Chiaki's left nostril. She smoked. Oh, not the snot bubble. Mentor Chiaki. She's so cute. Okay, Minorikawa followed. And why's that? Well, I'm too embarrassed to say. Chiaki hid her face in her hands. These kids are just enjoying the show. Okay, never mind that then. Right now you have a task that's been handed to you. You can't just say you can't do it. Minorikawa tried to keep his tone calm. No magazine in the world is just going to let a novice writer write about whatever they want. You have to prove yourself first. Get the fundamentals down. I already know all that. Minorikawa took a notebook from Chiaki's hands. Hey, she squeaked. What? Wait, you've only talked to one person so far? There sure wasn't going to be a story in that. Yeah. Well, not a person exactly. What's this in here? A cat? No, yes, I mean there was a person in a cat costume. Jump point. Okay, we're gonna jump to Tama's story. The worst thing about a bag of chips is the first few chips are always godlike, but then after a while it's just a bunch of broken, not full chips. I know, right? I hate it. Do you guys ever, like, eat... Sometimes, like, when I'm at the bottom of a bag of chips, like, not gonna lie, I actually eat them with a spoon just because the crumbs are so hard to pick up. And then, like, I mean, you could pour them onto your palm and, like, pour them into your face, but then, like, if you miss, then some of the chips might overflow and you get them on the ground, it makes a mess, and then your face is all dirty, and... Just like me as a kid then growing into an adult. I mean, what? Cat stepped on my self-esteem? But the thing is, you're an adult now, so what I'm hearing is you have confidence, right? Wink, 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 wink. I just throw them away or try and get a handful of them. Yeah, I mean, if I have a spoon on me, I'm gonna try and eat them with the spoon. Otherwise, I do just try and get a handful of them, but... Man, it makes me sad. You're always godlike. Wink, wink. Hey, Samp, keep it easy. Keep it easy. This is a family fucking friendly stream. Excuse me. What should I do? The truck that took the burning hammer where could the truck that took the burning hammer possibly have gone? Oh, but I already know that we messed up Tama's story because Achi threw the burning hammer at the guy chasing him in Hitomi. I'm standing there racking my brain when I hear a voice call out from behind me. Excuse me. Excuse me? Excuse me, are you, happy with your life right now? I turn to see a woman holding a notebook. Huh? I mean, I'm just sorry. Do you mind if I ask you a couple of questions? I do not have the time for this right now. I'm more than a little busy. Oh, no, I mean... I understand if you can't. She's giving me this hyper-intensive stare. I can't tell if she's trying to be intimidating or if she's actually afraid of me. Something about her is definitely off. Way too jittery and suspicious for my liking. Whatever she wants, I'd rather not get involved. I'm actually pretty busy, I say. Oh, but I mean, family fucking friendly, by the way. You said it, you know. That's my stream in a nutshell. I mean, just real quick. It'd be a huge help, please. But please, I really, please. She bows so many times she looks like one of those drinking birds. Toy bird that, okay. I can't help but feel bad for this poor girl. I guess I can give her at least a few moments of my time. This girl's kind of creeping me out. I decided to ignore her and move on along. But we know that she does the interview, so I can't help but feel bad for this poor girl. I guess I can give her at least a few moments of my time. Alright, but please make it quick. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. She goes back into drinking bird mode. So what was the question? Right. So are you happy with your life right now? Well, right now, as you can see, I am a cat. Oh, a cat. Yeah, I see, a cat. So, yeah, I'll put down cat. She just writes the word cat in her notepad. Right, thank you. Are we finished already? Yes. Yeah, we can finish right there. She hangs her head a little and looks away. Well, that was quick. I'm not sure I get what that was all about. Did I really give her enough to be useful? I doubt it, but hey, at least it was over fast. No, you're godlike, Sampleton. No, you're godlike. No, you. Okay, sorry. I head off in search. Oh, I hit the thing by accident. I head off in search of the, like, truck, I think is what she said. No matter where I wander, I don't see the truck anywhere. No, there's only 15 minutes before the demo is supposed to start. I'd better make my way back to the venue. Maybe Chidi had better luck in her search? No, Chidi went to a restaurant. Back at the room, I was met by Mr. Yanagishita, who positively radiates despair. Did you find it? I'm sorry, I tried. Mr. Yanagishita's shoulders slumped further at my response. Have you heard from Chidi? I ask. No, nothing yet. All of a sudden, Mr. Yanagishita holds up a pendant. The situation's rough. I'd like you to wear this. It's a miracle stone like the one I saw back in the storeroom earlier. This ought to kick up your luck a notch. Now that I see that Yanagishita is wearing another miracle stone around his own neck, using one bit of sham merchandise to help find another. Nice. It's the pinnacle of pitiful. That's what this is. Hurry up, put it on before the luck runs out. Mr. Yanagishita's eyes are all bloodshot. Something tells me that refusing his request wouldn't be right now. Meow. You're the cat's meow. There's too much flirting happening right now, guys. Keep it PG. Keep it PG. Come on. There are kids in the chat. And by kids in the chat, I mean me. After a moment's hesitation, I take hold of the pendant. The stone is blue and glittery. Is that Chidi? Mr. Yanagishita squeaks. He whips out his phone. I know, sorry, he mutters after listening for a moment. I think you have the wrong number. Guess it isn't Chidi after all. Who was it that called, though? It's gotta be one of the characters, no? Okay. And yeah, he stays on the line. Eh? Really? His tone suddenly does a complete 180. Yes, please, thank you so much. As soon as he hangs up, Yanagishita strikes a victory pose. It's a miracle. Burning hair is back, baby. The recycling guy realized his mix-up and returned the boxes to the loading dock. Oh, but, Achi may or may not have thrown those boxes. So, we are going to have to go back to Achi's story after this and correct that decision. Well, for real? You girls did great, thank you. From the bottom of my heart. I've never seen someone come so close to literally jumping for joy. This dance, the fuck? This is my new celebration dance. You gotta get it perfectly, though. Like, the 2 frames, basically. going to prep the demo room. Tama, you go bring the burning hammer inside. What of that? With that, Mr. Yanagishita practically flies out of the room. No way, I murmured to myself. This thing didn't actually work. Did it? I examined the miracle stone more closely. It just looks like some kind of toy jewelry. I wish that I actually get paid my 20,000 yen. Hey, it's worth a shot. With the... oh, fuck. Okay, but we need to go to Achi's story and correct it. I braced myself before actually stepping out the door. It's there! It's really there! Oh! Cardboard boxes are scattered all around. What happened to them? I suddenly have a very bad feeling about this. Apprehension gnaws at me as I open up one of the boxes. Ooh! I shriek as my vision dims. The box is full of bottles of burning hammer, all of them smashed to pieces. Oh! So that's not a bad ending, that's to be continued. What? I thought we were for sure we're gonna get a bad ending. What the heck? What the heck? One time I thought I was being so freaking smart and like, yeah, we gotta fix Achi so that Tama can get the right ending. Interesting that it's supposed to break. Very interesting. Alright, let's go back to Minorikawa before we jumped to Tama. Expectations subverted. That's... wow. I actually feel so bamboozled by that, not gonna lie. I feel so debated. Okay. Is the person in Katsu? I thought since I couldn't see their face it'd be easier to ask them stuff. Fine, whatever. Now go back out there and get me some more. Those kids are so cute. Minorikawa steered Chiaki toward the passing crowd. What? Now? Yes, now. We got no time to waste. I'll even stand by and watch for a minute now. Enough with the excuses and get out of here. Minorikawa looked on as Chiaki wandered the crowd. Her anxious demeanor seemed to repel everyone around her. On the rare chance she did manage to flag someone down, the way she stammered through her initial questions made them take right off again. After a minute or two, she shuffled her way back, shoulders slumped. See, it's hopeless. Okay, some advice. First off, you weren't approaching the right people. Some people are clearly in a rush, you know? You're not going to have much luck trying to flag down a businessman who's visibly in a hurry. Now, folks who are waiting on someone, couples, groups, they're going to be less on their guard. But I mean, if I do manage to nab someone, how do I keep the conversation going? Chiaki asked. That was indeed the tricky part. Whenever I get an answer I'm not expecting, I get all flustered. Chiaki, have you ever played tennis? Tennis? Yeah, I was in my school's tennis club. Damn, who's this nerd? She ain't a nerd, Nuru. You're a nerd. Takes one to know one, bitch. Get dunked on. I really woke up and chose violence today. Well, hi, Nuru. How's it going? What the fuck? Happy, I almost said Sunday, but it's Monday for you. Happy Monday. like a couple of kids waiting for their reservations to a dessert bar that you could approach with stand-up comedy tickets. Now, if Chiaki were that person, oh my god, she would have actually cried from like the banter that that you and that one lady had that time. I got dunked on. Yeah, you did. Pengi 1, Naru 0. Was I, which line did we read? Oh, she struck Minorikawa as being more than a manga club type, but that was neither here nor there. Okay, that'll make this simpler. What's more fun, rallying with an opponent or hitting the ball off a wall? Rallying with someone else, of course. Minorikawa gave a hearty nod. And why is that? Because when you hit a ball off the wall, you already know where it's going to come to. Not necessarily, unless, you know, if you're me, it'll just go flying off and you have regret. Or at least I'm not over level 200 in League. Psh, you're just jealous. Psh, psh, psh. Yeah. Yeah. I recently found out, or by recently, I mean today, that on Mobalytics, when it gives you your carry score, it's actually possible to have a carry score of over 100. Say psh one more time, I'll believe you. Psh. You believe me now? I ain't ashamed. Should I be? Yes. Am I? Oh, fuck. Maybe I am. Revelation draws on Chiaki's face. Oh. It's the same with interviews, Minorikawa said. Don't get flustered. Enjoy the rally. But I don't think I'm composed enough to enjoy it. Don't overthink things. Just let yourself enjoy the small talk. Small talk. I'm not sure I'm any good at any of that. That's a mood, sister. She was starting to waffle again. Okay, let me ask you this, Minorikawa said, taking a step closer. Are you happy with your life right now? I'm not happy with my life right now. Chiaki muttered. She hung her head in dismay. Okay, so start with that, Minorikawa said. Chiaki blinked a few times as she lifted her head back up. I'm not happy with my life right now. What about you? Like that. Okay. A sliver of lightness had crept back into Chiaki's voice. Minorikawa jabbed his finger right into her face, or in her face. Right there, he said. Put on that face when you flag people down. Chiaki's smile widened. I'll give it a shot. Go, Chiaki, go, go, go. Thank you so much. Sure thing. Good luck. Chiaki strode enthusiastically into the crowd. Is that Palmer, the teacher? Oh. Did she even listen to a word I said? Minorikawa felt his short-lived triumph melt away. Am I going to have to teach her everything from scratch? Then he paused in surprise. Hold on. Okay, good. Whoa, Chiaki snatched a man by the arm in an attempt to get his attention. To Minorikawa's amazement, the gambit worked. Before long, it looked like the two were engaged in some animated conversation. Maybe she would get an interview out of this after all. Heck, the look on her face was actually somewhat confident. Sometimes people could surprise you once you got past their surface issues. Now Minorikawa could head to the Burning Hammer sales demo with a little more peace of mind. Speaking of which... Crap, what time is it? With panic, Minorikawa checked his wristwatch. The demo was set to start in less than 5 minutes. Uh-oh, he really was cutting it close. Run! Run, Minorikawa, run! Minorikawa sprinted through the intersection, heading for Center Guy. I think that should be the end. Yeah, because that's 12:50-ish block. Okay, nice. So we had a to be continued on Minorikawa and Tama. Okay, so Osawa and Kano are still missing. They're to be continued. We'll probably play through Kano's portion. I don't know how far, but we'll. I mean, I would like to try to finish Kano's section, and then I'm gonna call it after a strim. Why can't I skip this? Like, I can't do the read through because we've already read all of this before. There we go. Let me. Okay, let's just go all the way to there. We already read this too. Like I mean, I'm just trying to skip through to the section where we're actually watching him and we're on the phone. Because now Toyama shouldn't be there, I assume? Unless, wait, Toyama might still actually be there. Because we didn't fix the other part of his story, right? Like, someone's supposed to meet him somewhere. We didn't get that, actually. Oh, okay, we still actually haven't finished. We haven't fixed Kano's story yet. We probably need to play Osawa then. The rain won't let up. No matter how much time passes, it just won't stop. Ever since that day, the sound of raindrops has been burned into my mind. Such an awful, heart-rending sound, driving me to strip my life down to shadows. And yet, no matter what else I abandon, nothing will make the sound of rain stop. Oh, wait, hold up. We're actually at, like... Jeez, we get it. Edgelords. Okay, hold up. We're actually at the very, 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 very beginning of Osawa's section. I just realized. This is the 12 o'clock block. I think I might actually hold off then on starting this because I'm almost out of water. My bladder's about to explode. And it is indeed 10. So I might, because I would rather, like, I mean, I know I can, like, I can just play until I hit a save point, but I'd actually rather not start, if we have the whole Osawa chapter to play, I'd rather not, it also seems like what other characters are gonna do won't particularly affect Osawa in this chapter, because we've already hit the, to be continued of 3 of the 5 characters, so we only have, like, Kano and Osawa really left that will impact each other. I think, right? Does that, like, logically check out Life Virus based on what I understand about, like, how the jumps and, like, choices work? I mean, I think it's possible that something one of the other characters does in their timeline will impact Osawa or Kano, but Osawa and Kano won't impact the other characters at this point, right? Guaranteed, because again, I've already hit the to be continued for all of them, respectively. That's 3 strikes. Wait, see that? Oh, so I've already hit, like, to be continued on... So I've hit to be continued on Minorikawa, I've hit to be continued on Achi, and I've hit to be continued on Tama. So they've actually hit the end of their stories for this hour. So basically something that happens in their timelines could still impact, like I might still have to go back and make small adjustments to what happened in their stories because Osawa and Kano have changes in their stories that depend on them. However, Osawa and Kano's stories are guaranteed to not impact like Tama, Achi, or Minorikawa's stories at this point anymore because like they already actually fully played their chapters for this hour to finish. So basically, yeah, TLDR is Osawa and Kano cannot affect Tama, Achi, and Minorikawa, but Minorikawa, Achi, and Tama can still impact Kano and Osawa. Is that making does that make sense? I feel like it didn't make sense, but... So what I think is that you are correct, however, you can go back and change choices that will remove the to be continued. So, but since you already hit them, I don't think there's any unplayed choices left over that will remove them. Yeah, because I thought to be continued... I thought keep out is like a... You need to change something in someone else. You mentioned, right? Keep out is like, there's still more to this hour for this character, but you are presently locked behind something. But then to be continued means that, like, you continue the story by progressing to the next hour, no? Because unplayed choices default to bad ones. It does make sense, yeah, but I'm not sitting at a bad ending for, Minorikawa, Tama, and Achi. I'm just sitting at to be continued. So I have a bad end right now for Kano because it says like, oh, someone needs to meet I forget his name, but the reporter dude, basically so that the goons aren't there. Or not the reporter dude, sorry. No, it is the reporter dude, but the guy in debt so the goons don't come chase him. So I think something in Osawa's story will impact Kano, but like Osawa will not impact like Achi's story anymore, right? At least not in this hour. You made the choice that before to ignore Chiaki that allowed it to progress Minorikawa's story. But if you flip that back again, even though you hit the continue, I think but if you flip that back again, even though you hit... Oh, hello. Do we want to be preferred... Do you prefer to be called Zoa? Or Mawai? I still think I just doxed you on League, but anyways. Oh, well, how goes it? Thank you for the Bezos money. You're literally here just in time for me to probably be ending stream soon, but also just breaking down how this game works. But how's it going? Right now in Osawa's case, there's nothing you can change that will impact your other people's because his because his choices are undecided. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I understand. I get it. I got it. I understand what you're saying though. Oh no, doxed. I'm so scared. Take that. Oh, I almost just dropped the big metal thingy on my desk onto the ground. Almost knocked off the table. Described at tier 1, not even prime. Wait, is there a... Oh, I guess. Wait, no, but I thought a Prime subscription was tier 1. There's a difference? Oh, but thanks for the sub. TLDR, you are right. Thank you. There's something in there that will let you progress in Kano's case. Yeah. So I know there's something being blocked by... I know Kano is blocked by something, but I know it's guaranteed in the Osawa story that's blocking Kano, because I've already played, like, Achi, Minorikawa, and Tama's stories to completion. So, like, I've already explored all the possible venues of, like, possible options that could have impacted Kano's story, and it's not in any of theirs. IDKY, but I haven't been able to gift Prime on my account because it only gives me tier 1 option. Wait, really? That's... Oh, maybe you used your Prime sub already this month? I don't know. Or maybe you need a specific... Aren't there different, like, types of Amazon Prime, too? Prime is a free tier 1 is $5. It says subscribe to Prime if you use Prime. Oh, interesting. Nope, I haven't. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not very knowledgeable on how the subs, like, work. XD Lamau. I just know that I harassed all my friends into giving me their Prime subs. Give me those Bezos bucks, baby. Alright, well, anyways, my bladder is actually about to freaking explode, and it is 10, so I don't want to disturb the neighbors, because tomorrow is indeed Monday, and people have work, so that's bad news, bears. Oh my god, I have shit I gotta do tomorrow, too. I need to go to the fucking post office, because I was lazy and didn't go on Friday. Fuck. Maybe I'll be lazy and not go tomorrow, and I'll just go on Tuesday. But then on Tuesday, I'll be like, maybe I'll just be lazy and not go tomorrow and not go today and go on Wednesday instead, and it's just gonna be a bad cycle of pain and what's the word? Procrastination. I'll just go tomorrow, just suck it up. Anyways, imagine being a streamer and not being a nuisance to neighbors. The fuck is wrong with you? Actually, sometimes, like, it's so funny. Like, I've seen people on stream be like, they get noise complaints from their neighbors or whatever mid-stream, and it's like a bit of a bruh moment. But you know, I try to not be a bad neighbor. I don't stomp around. I don't, leave random shit in the hallway. You know, I pick up packages for my neighbors, or like if someone knocks on the door and rings the bell, I bring in packages for neighbors even if it's not my shit. And you know, they're not home, I leave it in front of their doors. I try to be nice. Avoiding the post office because you don't want to post my box. You're only delaying getting your candy in return. Yeah, actually, that's what it is. That's literally what it is, Nuru, you got me. Actually, I'm gonna remind me to ask, or actually just like text it to me later. Remind me which candies that you and Lulu really liked. I'll like send extra more of those this time. I remember that Lulu really liked Starburst. Let me see if I can, like, Starburst has like hella like fun flavors, so I guess let me try and get like different ones for you this time too. I think I might have gotten you guys actually like a couple of the different flavor packs, but we shall see what I can find. Bad end. No, I didn't get a bad end. To be continued. Anyways. Like I said, my bladder's actually about to explode, and I'm really thirsty despite my bladder being about to explode, so I am going to call it for a night. Thank you all for coming by again, as always. Next stream is going to be on Tuesday, isn't it? Next stream is going to be on Tuesday. We'll be playing Samaron. I don't actually know if Samaron will be open, but yeah. anyways, I will see you all on Tuesdays. Thanks again for popping in. And have a good rest of your days. Bye!